What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, and the Commanders kicked off day one of OTAs, off-season training activities that now include helmets and scrimmages, team drills, 7-on-7s, 9-on-7s, 11-on-11s, and install, offensive and defensive install. So this is the first real time we get together and see the guys do actual football things and not just running wind sprints, running hills, and playing catch with each other, if you will. But everybody was present today, minus three names. Two kind of a surprise and one not a surprise. Charles Leno, our starting left tackle, pillar of the community, he wasn't there today. Not a problem with me, because if there's one thing I do know about Charles Leno is he's a worker. He's not the greatest left tackle, definitely not the worst. He's solid, but he's a worker, and he's one of the leaders of this team. He's going to be there. Not worried about him. Montez Sweat wasn't there today. Pretty sure Montez Sweat has a good excuse not to be there. Also, he has a pending contract situation. This is the fifth-year option year. Contract year for him. It's voluntary. No need to make a big fuss about it. And the name that we all knew wasn't going to be there today, but we make a big fuss when it happens because it's what we do every time we hear the name Chase Young at this point. Chase Young was not at OTAs, and he has not been at any of the voluntary football portion of this offseason, minus day one for his photo op, his "hey, I'm here" situation. We know Chase doesn't show up to these things. Honestly, I don't care about all the shenanigans. Just play good when the season starts. If you get off to a slow start or start bullshitting and have a sack and a half through 10 weeks, we're going to have problems, because this is a contract year. This is the year you're supposed to show us if you're still capable of being great. But honestly, I want to see if you can be healthy and actually be good again. I need to see that out of Chase Young. Would be nice to have him here. There's three other group sessions of OTAs and mandatory minicamp coming up in June. Not tripping about guys being there, not being there. Also not tripping about lineups at this point. It's day one of OTAs. Do not lose your mind when you see Sadiq Charles with the ones at left guard, or Nick Gates with the starting center position. He's the vet. I imagine they're not going to just throw Ricky Stromberg out to get the first reps of the offensive portion. My guy had boots on the ground out there in Ashburn today, my boy Jalen Morgan. Shout out to him, Bleeding B&G. If you're not sub to his channel and his podcast, make sure you sub up my brother. He was down there making waves and causing stirs down in Ashburn today. He was the one who was first reported that Chase Young was not present. And he reported that Montez Sweat was there but did not participate in team drills. So Montez Sweat was actually present. So technically, the only no-shows today were Charles Leno Jr. and Chase Young. Shout out to my guy Jalen for the intel. So we did have eyes on the ground out in Ashburn today. And what Jalen was feeding to the group chat today was there wasn't much going on, but he gave us what he could from what he saw. Sam Howell, quick release, as we already know. The boy has a cannon. When it came down to divvying up the reps for the quarterbacks, Sam probably got 8 out of 10, and Jacoby picked up the last couple. Sam got the majority of the number one work. We know how that's going to work. We know how it's going to go with those two guys. And Eric Bieniemy had just commented on both guys the other day. He said Sam's done a heck of a job. He's a very professional. He's very critical of himself. He's very self-aware. But on top of that, he's talented. He wants to be the very best that he could be. And when it's all said and done, he just wants to do whatever he can to help the team grow in the right direction. About Jacoby, Eric Bieniemy said he's the ultimate professional. He's been around this business for a long time, been around some great quarterbacks. He's been a great addition in that room just with the experience that he's had. And he probably said something about him chopping wood, because that's what EB do. And speaking of EB, Hog Farmer Chris and Jalen both were talking about the intensity and the energy, the infectious passion that he brings to a Washington practice. Hog Farmer Chris put up a tweet that said, the offense was slow getting out of the huddle when team drilled. Eric Bieniemy screamed, hurry the fuck up. Come on. The next few plays, they were coming out of the huddle. Jalen said he got in Jahan's ass because he didn't stem his route correctly. He was on Chris Rodriguez Jr., C-Rod. He was on him the whole practice. Told him to hurry his slow ass up, move with some pace, finish. this is what we're going to get out of Eric Bieniemy. The mic'd up sessions of Eric Bieniemy are going to be phenomenal, and the team's probably going to not have much material to work with because Eric Bieniemy cusses like me. So let's hope we get Hard Knocks, because HBO's Hard Knocks is unfiltered, and they can give us all the unfiltered goodness of OTAs, practice, all the whole, like, mic'd up for real. No beeps, no edits, no censoring, none of that. But it's OTAs, y'all. We don't have to pull astute observations from the first day of OTAs, and hopefully I can attend one of these. But other than that, Jalen told me his observations of Chris Rodriguez. He said he looks 240 pounds and kind of slow, and it looks like they got to work some rookie fat up off of him. And he looked like a rookie today. He said Sam was crispy. The defense is the defense. Gates and Sadiq Charles ran with the ones, and it's the first day, so the vets are obviously going to get the first look. They had Quan Martin running starting nickel with Kendall Fuller and Benjamin St. Juste starting on the outside, and they were rotating Forbes in. They're not going to put too much on these rookies' plates off break, so not a big deal. Nothing really is a big deal coming out of OTAs day one, but we're famished. We are starving for football stuff. So as football fans, I understand how every little detail, like, I was so psyched just to see one video of Sam Howell throw a pass today with a helmet on, just to see guys with helmets on, see Payne coming out of Ortho Virginia Training Center at Commanders Park, walking down to the field, looking like a fucking unit and looking like a bag of money in a Brinks truck. Payne looks great. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. I'm excited to see this team, man, but I'm most excited to see what this offense consists of. Jalen also told me that Jahan Dotson, remember, one of the knocks on him coming into the league was his slight stature. He said he's getting his NFL veteran body. He said that boy getting thick out here. The boy's lower body, his base, his frame is getting a little stout. And the way he's been walking around this offseason, I'm expecting big things from Jahan Dotson this year. He's talking that talk. The swag looks different. The hair looks different. You could tell he got a little extra in his step. And they've all, including Terry, been talking about Diami having a good offseason. I want to see it come to fruition. I want to see things come to light. Bro, if you can't get right with the quarterback that got you drafted in the NFL, I don't know what to tell you. I want to hear and see more about Casimir Allen, because like we were talking about in the group chat yesterday, Casimir Allen could end up being the Isaiah Pacheco of this offense. It's funny that he's wearing the same number as Pacheco. He has the same build as Pacheco, and he's taking carries out of the backfield on top of his receiver duties. So he could be the secret sauce of the Eric Bieniemy Isaiah Pacheco mode for this offense. I'm excited to hear more, see more as we move forward towards this 2023 Washington Commanders season. Day one of OTAs in the books. Whenever they come out with some more information tomorrow, your boy will be on it. Roger Goodell made some comments about the team wanting to move back to DC and the ownership. The sale process is moving steps further towards it. Do not panic. It's a done deal. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm yours. It's no longer Daniel Snyder's. Him and his wife didn't even bother showing up to the owners' meetings. It was his lawyers and Jason Wright that represented the teams in Minnesota. But it's going to happen, y'all. It's a lot of hands in the mix and a lot of people to get vetted. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. The team is out of Snyder's hand, and we got new ownership coming in probably around training camp time. That's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Until next time.